Hi there. Today is November 3rd, and it is Panama's Independence Day. I was born and raised in Panama, and so I thought it would be really fun for us to have a Panamanian dinner tonight. So the plan is to have Arroz con Pollo, which is Panamanian chicken and rice, and hopefully I'll manage to get Canal Zone empanadas made as well. Those are a little more time intensive, so we'll see how it goes. I've got plans for it, but we'll see. The nice thing is, though, is I have come up with a Thrive version of Arroz con Pollo that takes a lot less time than the original. The original takes something like 2 to 2.5 hours total. Not all of it is hands-on time, but I mean, it's a pretty long time to do, and I have found a way for Thrive to help me make it in like 30 minutes. So I'm actually starting by putting everything in a jar right now while my kids are, down for naps, and I can get that ready so that come dinner time, I just put it, saute it a little bit in some oil at dinner time, and then add some water and let it go. So here's me doing the jar meal for it, and I'm actually going to make two so that I have one in my pantry. So here we go. All right, got the jars here. Okay, so we're going to start with some chopped chicken. And it calls for 3/4 cup of chopped chicken. So I've got, that's half a cup, and that's about another 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to move my phone over here. There's half a cup. About another 1/4 of a cup. And then I have 2 tablespoons of chopped onions. And I'm using the dehydrated for dinner tonight. Well, and for the jar meal. But you can also use the freeze-dried as always. They're interchangeable. Then we have a 1/4 cup of celery. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my 2 tablespoon measure twice. The really awesome thing is that this is cutting out on all of my chopping that I would normally have to do. So that saves a ton of time right there in the prep. And then it'll also help me when it comes time for cooking because everything will all be ready to go. And then we have a teaspoon of the cilantro. Thrive has some awesome spices, and one of their spices is cilantro. I love the cilantro because I always tend to have a bunch of it go bad. Not that it's super expensive when you buy a bunch of it at the store, but it's still kind of lame to have it go bad when you've paid for it, because that's just wasted money. And I actually put in about a teaspoon instead of half a teaspoon, but it won't affect too much. No, it was a full teaspoon, sorry. I've got my recipe over here. 2 tablespoons of mixed bell peppers. The recipe, my original recipe, just calls for green bell peppers, and I could use my freeze-dried ones, but I just thought I'd throw these in for color, because, color in our food is just very appealing to the eye, and it's a good thing to have color in your food. Okay, then we have some green peas. 2/3 of a cup. I'm going to pull up my 1/3 cup measure here. And so there's my 2/3. Oops, pea overboard. Don't worry, I'll snack on that in a few minutes. Get an extra pea in for the day. Okay, so there's my peas. And the nice thing here is usually I would add a can of peas, which, unless you buy the sodium-free, which we don't, comes with extra salt. And this way I'm not adding any extra salt, I'm just adding peas. Then we have 3 tablespoons of carrot dices. So I'm going to do 1 and about a half of these. There's that. 6 tablespoons of tomato powder, which is a lot, but it calls for, my original recipe calls for both tomato sauce and tomato paste, and so that's why we have a lot here. I'm actually going to put this on pause for a second to go grab something. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know about the rest of you, but if I don't do something the minute I think about it, it's gone. I don't know if that's just getting older or if it's life with children. Maybe it's a combination. Okay, so anyway, 6 tablespoons of tomato powder now in my second jar. Okay, and actually I have decided that once I run out of my tomato paste, because I almost never use tomato paste, so I will no longer be buying that in a canned form. I'm just always going to use my tomato powder for that from here on out. And then, of course, my tablet just timed out on me. Sorry. Take me a second to log back in here. And, okay, we got, how much oregano here? Half a teaspoon of oregano, so let me get my measure ready there. So, the original recipe, I have my chicken breasts that cook and the tomato sauce and water, and then they take them out and shred them after they're cool, and it's just a very big process that it's a lot easier to do it this way. It takes a lot less time. And then we're going to have a half tablespoon of salt. Not rice. We're not to the rice quite yet. And what I was thinking about, and I'm going to try it this time, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to throw in an extra half tablespoon of my vegetarian chicken bouillon. I didn't do that before, but it occurs to me, excuse me, should have paused you there too. But sometimes I think about things and sometimes I don't. Anyway, it'll just give a little bit more of a layer of flavor there. Because when you are cooking the chicken breasts in that water and tomato sauce mixture for the traditional recipe, you're getting some of that flavor from the cooked chicken. So now I'm adding a little bit of that flavor back in that I'm not going to otherwise have because I've skipped that step for time constraints and ease of mommy's life. And now we just have 1.5 cups of rice to go in at the top. Jog that just a little to get it all in there, because it does fit, but it is pretty full, at least on that jar. And of course I didn't tamp down every layer and I didn't jog the whole way through, so I could have done it so that it wasn't quite such a tight fit, but not a big deal because it's going to close up just fine and I'll be using it within the next 3 months anyway. So I'll just put the date on it with the amount of water to add, which, by the way, I'm going to be adding 5 cups of water. And also I'm going to heat up some oil in the pot and mince some garlic and put that in, or actually I'm going to press it, and then put all my whole jar meal in and just kind of stir it around with the olive oil, saute it for a little bit. And I'm going to add my water, let it come to a boil, and simmer it. And I'll probably actually film that a little bit later, but it's not going to be part of this video. So you'll have to check on my YouTube channel and look for the cooking of it later on. But now you've seen in less than 10 minutes, I've got 2 jar meals ready to go, one for tonight, one for the future. So I'm excited about celebrating Panama's Independence Day with a traditional Panamanian meal that I have THRIVE-alized. And hopefully I'll get those empanadas done too. So happy thriving!